So I'm gonna try to cover. Actually, both of these I've covered a little bit. I'm gonna do kind of a final thing because I've finally seen both of them. I talked a little bit about School Daze, but I finally saw the whole thing. I gotta say, School Daze, especially nowadays, might be a slightly tough one to get through. It's definitely a movie of its time, and it's right before Do the Right Thing, where Spike Lee kind of did the right thing. You know, he had his directing together, his cast together. I think a lot more professionals. Not that there aren't some professionals. The most important in this film is, of course, the end. The wake-up call Spike Lee is giving to his black people, basically. He's saying, wake up. We can't keep fighting. The whole thing is a satire of, like, basically Black America within Mission College, where everybody's fighting over appearances and money and ideologies, and he's saying why we need to all be together, or what do we have? You know, this is all gonna just fall apart. And I guess in a way you could say that for everybody. Now the problem with the film is it's kind of all over the place, sometimes just incoherent. Scenes start up and you're like, what? Or they end at a strange spot. There's musical numbers. There's on occasion too much music. But you can't deny that Spike, you know, he's pretty young at this time. This is like 30 some years ago. He's trying, you know. There wasn't a whole lot of black directors at this point. And especially somebody who's always trying to say something important, do something important. It just won't seem like it, because sometimes it just seems like memories, you know, basic life doesn't seem like a big deal. Doesn't seem like it's going to amount to much at all. Spike is kind of in the middle of, you know, he's the cousin of Dap, Lawrence Fishburne, who, very political student, doesn't really join up with anybody except for his friends, and then the fraternities, who are very military strict, and you know, college is so important to them. But my scene, of course, the most important thing that I was watching it for is a nice trip to KFC, where they are asked early on, do you want white meat or dark meat? And they said white, and they go, sorry, we don't have any white, you know. They're out of their elements, out of the college world, into Samuel Jackson, his character, and some other people's world where life is much more difficult, and Samuel Jackson has the, are you black, you know? But the bravery? No, I don't have any. The N-word is thrown out as, but, and I guess if you look at this is why Spike has a problem early on with Quentin Tarantino, using that word, first off as a white person, but just throwing it out there in common language. In this film, Spike is saying, you are not that, and it's his last word to Samuel Jackson, like Lawrence Fishburne's character to Samuel Jackson, you are not. And it really annoys the hell out of this man. Wants to fight, but there is no fight, and they just leave. And it's just like a nice statement. That could have even been the end of the film. Who knows? But there was more to say. Did I like it? Again, it is difficult at this point. For that word that I'm saying, there are other words such as jigaboo and fag that are thrown out much more casual as Tarantino in Pulp Fiction throws out the language he throws out. That doesn't work very well nowadays. May have worked better in the 80s when people were just, they're into their own thing and they did not care about the plight of any other people. But, well, I guess the hardest scene for most people is the kind of pimping out of this character is the main person in the it's Juan Carlo Esposito. He's the one who runs the fraternity. This is his young girlfriend, and he's obviously going to break up with her. So the way he does it is to basically pimp her out to Spike Lee's character to make sure he's not a virgin anymore, to keep him in the fraternity, and then to break up with her because she cheated on him. It's very clever and horrifying, and I mean, just kind of a look at pimping in general. It's horrible. And I guess I'm just a microcosm of pimping in the modern age. Not caring about a person at all, acting like you do. I'm just not being brave enough to just break up. Glass. This is my Endgame, though. I've seen Endgame. This was so much more. I had my own. My last video says my thoughts, my pre-thoughts, what I knew, and what I didn't. Very clever. You wait a long time. You know, there's not much Bruce Willis. There is some, but it's about like Unbreakable. He doesn't say much. He's not a terribly exciting character. That was kind of the point. He's just a normal person. We're trying to figure out if he's a superhero. And then Split, that's a very interesting character where he's got so many personalities. In this movie, we're going to delve even further into James McAvoy's, like, I think 28 some personalities, including the Beast coming out several times, having control of all of that and then losing control. Everybody's being caught up in a therapy session and in these specific prisons to hold them. Bruce Willis just water all over the place to weaken him, a flash of light to get his personalities jumping so he can't maintain being the Beast. And then Samuel Jackson is just he's being held like, in a state of almost complete drugged, as that you think, up until the point that you realize, no, he's of course faking it. He's resetting cameras. He's stealing, he's trading out drugs, and he's trading out therapy sessions and doing whatever he can. The best part is the wake up. Is kill the dude with a little piece of glass. Just trying to find the right piece. But the plan is so beautiful because it unleashes something that may never happen. It doesn't matter. It's an open-end, like, origin story. You're so focused. Maybe I was so focused on this. Oh, he's so clever. He's going to blow up a chemical plant to make more superheroes. That's what he's for. And no, as they all die, you slowly realize he's filmed all this evidence to destroy this group, has kept superheroes down forever. The reason you don't, you want superheroes in your world, but you don't have any, is because there is a group that's can't have this godlike people. What if you can't control them? So get them early, kill them, find them,